edition of the No Consequences podcast. I'm your host, Wiz.
I am also your host, Alchem.
I'm also your host, Cloudy, and
you guys all sound so fucking awkward.
What
Jesus
the fuck are you guys doing? We literally fucking tried to do this 4 times. What the fuck? I'm not even gonna share the screen. I'm not even gonna try to share the screen at this point, because you know what? Here we go, audience. Here it is. This is what the Trashfire is. As you can see, bottom right is good old Wiz. I look great. Look at Alchem. Look at this freaky cunt. God damn it. Cloudy's alone. Liz is our last host. She's our artist. She's our wonderful artist. You can see in the background, God is in fact dead. That's why I'm here. This is my purgatory.
She will in fact keep us in line. Wiz will try to keep us professional. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Cloudy is the face.
He's the face?
Yes, he's the face, even though he has no face.
He's the face.
God fucking damn it.
Oh, shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first podcast. I do apologize for anything that seems of not only of the topic we're talking about today, but the qualities, as I would call it, Trashfire.
Oh, wow. Okay, way to have faith in us.
I got a damn ad.
Dick. It's already a bad sign.
It's already a bad sign.
Here we go. That's better, right? That's a better thing than whatever the fuck I had that earlier.
All right, Wiz, are you ready to start us off?
I mean, no more intro. No, we don't. Is there anything you guys want to talk about beforehand? You know, what you did this week. Like Sunday and all.
Today's just been weird. Today's been a nice day. It's been sunny and cloudy and rainy, and back to you in the studio.
Wow, this is
Cloudy,
great.
get rid of your damn cousins.
Yeah, dude, what the hell?
I'm sorry, God. I can't control what they fuck up there.
Oh yeah, you.
What do you mean up there?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Bottom of the country.
By the way, Wiz, is this more professional? Is this better?
You look absolutely amazing. It's running at like 360p. I love it. Great quality.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I have it at the highest quality too. Actually, legit have it at the highest quality.
Oh,
That's the highest quality? Yeah. That looks like 2p? Is that it?
What the fuck? Are you shitting me? Oh my god. No way. No, it actually looks pretty good.
Wow, thanks.
Why, hello there, everyone.
Wiz, for running it at 1080p because it's just buffering out.
Oh my god. This man wants to put it.
We're fine, guys. We're learning.
You guys are big dorks. Anyway,
I can run it. You can run it at 720.
Wiz,
you can run it at 360.
Wiz. Go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Go where?
All right. I'll introduce the next topic. This will be starting off with Apex Legends Iron Crown Trashfire. Let's.
One sec.
Oh yeah, guys. Who here is you guys play Apex here, right, guys? You know we all.
Yeah. Of course I do. Oh, keep going.
God fucking damn it! What are you guys doing? All right. Anyways, I have no idea what they thought of about the Apex. Like, what was the idea of making the Iron Crown event? To be honest with you, I have no idea what they were thinking.
I don't know what their goal was, to be honest.
Huh.
Like,
you guys suck.
What do you mean we suck?
What do you mean?
Sorry, I'm Wiz. I have bad news for you.
Yes.
I can't record.
What do you mean you can't record?
What do you mean can't hit record?
I get literally an unexpected error occurred. I made sure I have the correct file and every folder and everything.
It's okay, guys. We're learning.
We're learning. This is definitely great. This is definitely great.
Guys, he's going to kill me later. Please help.
Kill these
but
people.
I'm gonna be honest, you guys. Chat. Not specifically. I don't know what they're talking about for the Apex stuff. I don't play often enough for it, but
yes. And those of you in the chat, please be aware that as this is a podcast, we will not be chiming in very often with all of you. We'll do our best, and if there's time, we will check in with you and see how we can communicate. But most of the time, we will be sticking to the topic at hand and be holding communication between the four of us.
Yes.
Just letting you know in case you're aware.
It is an audio. It's mostly audio. There's not a lot of visuals. So for the most part, it's just kind of a background noise. It's great. I'm assuming.
It should be, but we gotta capture, this.
Yeah. Capture this. That 4P. You know, this is great.
4P. 4P.
4P this.
Wow.
I wonder how bad that looked. Actually,
it looks pretty bad. It's like 2 FPS, but you know, it's
like
10 out of 10.
FPS, dude.
This is my life.
Oh my god.
Back to the topic at hand.
Back at the topic at hand, because apparently we can't.
Can you please explain to me what the crown system is?
Okay, well, the Iron Crown system, for you guys who don't know, it's essentially you are given like these crowns that are basically the currency for the event, and you get to unlock these rare items that are only available for the event. The problem is they're extremely grindy, they're not very fun, and they're usually something like, I don't know, get 25,000 damage or something stupid.
Challenges are very tedious. They're really like out there. I don't know why they're like.
Oh, you mean like play as certain characters, do certain things.
No, not even that.
Get this amount of kills.
No, just do X amount of damage, or just do X amount of daily challenges. Meaning you have to grind.
Basically, play the game forehead.
Yeah, play the game. And the worst, and to make matters even worse, is the fact that you only get two free Apex packages, and you might be thinking, well, yeah, me too, right? Well, how much is one Apex package? You know, normally they cost like 100, you know, like 100 Apex coins. That's like $1.
Coins.
Well, of course, in the event, they cost you know, $7. You know, for a chance to get a rare item.
That's pretty goddamn
and
expensive.
it's random chance.
I fucking hate loot box based shit, because it's just like, yo, dude, give us money. Just money. You may get what you want.
But don't you want those sweet loots? Well, no, not even. You don't get guaranteed anything. Don't you want that chance to get something?
Yeah, and on top of that,
why do you think it's fucking illegal?
Complete the whole collection, and you get
not everywhere, not yet.
Well, not yet. I think it's the only place I got it like successfully kind of banned was like
UK.
Belgium, Belgium and UK.
Belgium?
Yeah, Belgium banned it from what I remembered.
Belgium was the first, and then the UK
did.
Yeah.
I thought gambling was illegal for those people who are underage, or unless it's supposed to be in only certain areas, and yet this is access to a whole bunch of kids.
The argument was it actually gambling? That's the big argument now. And Belgium finally said, yeah, it's definitely gambling. You're putting in your money and you're playing for a chance at something. You're not guaranteed anything. It's not a sale. And so they determined it as gambling. That's why they made it illegal in Belgium. And UK basically passed the same thing. Now they're trying to pass it around here, but, you know, they're using special phrases and special terms, and that's why you got the joke meme surprise mechanics. That's a new thing.
Yeah, that's been going around for a while.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
And to make matters even worse, the Iron Crown event, if you wanted to unlock everything, like if you're a collector, for an example, and this is where like compulsive gambling comes into play, especially if you're like a collector, it will cost you a whopping $175, like an equivalent, to get every single possible item in the set.
Heirloom?
Not including the heirloom. Including the heirloom will be like over $200.
Yeah, heirloom.
Jesus Christ.
Unlocking the whole collection, basically unlocking the whole
collection. Who the fuck determined that? How the hell?
Gives you a chance to buy that heirloom. Which is just
wait. So they determined the odds and how much it would cost you just with the odds alone?
Yep, with the odds alone.
That's a rip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not the odds alone. Like the lowest chance, if you were getting everything consistently, which you won't, because when I open my Iron Crown box, this might shock you guys if you haven't already. You can get 2 crown coins and then 1 of the items for the event, as opposed to 2 of the items and then 1 coin. So it's just like, oh, so I have to spend money if that was the case, or
in order to,
or you know,
great, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a really bad event. It's a really bad event that's unsurprisingly blown up into the face of the developers. If you have checked out the Reddit recently, it is a complete other trash fire.
Is this the developer? Did the developers agree to this, or was this shoehorned in because EA?
It's unsaid. It seems to be obvious that it's EA, but from what I've read and some articles and some responses, they've basically more or less said, we are sorry, we didn't expect you guys to not like this, you know?
We're sorry, guys. But dude, am I just glad I don't give a shit about how my cosmetics look. I barely look at these things.
Yeah.
The only time you look at them is when you choose a character, and that's it.
Well, and even
and
then,
free falling.
well, that and I mean,
That's Apex.
they could have made this event a lot better in a way. Like, you're able to use the other currency you earn without paying. Through leveling.
Yeah, I get
They could have
that.
made a lot better that way.
But hey, though, in your first-person shooters, you gotta look good. You gotta look flashy when you get those kills.
You gotta have that Gucci, dude.
When you're BMing, you gotta look flashy. And you gotta look exactly. You gotta look Gucci.
Gotta look like you got 3 hoes on your side because you a pimp.
Exactly. Gotta emphasize that EP.
Alright.
My swag.
Is that enough for right now? For that?
There are some changes. Thankfully, much to my surprise, Apex Legends did a good thing. Did I say good thing? I mean bad thing. I do mean bad thing.
Yeah.
What that bad thing is, well, just give me a bit, because I have to look for it. But basically, I'll need to find it. But what they've done, and this is gonna sound amazing, is they're going to allow you to get all of the items for the. They're gonna allow you to get all of the items at the end of the week, or the last week of the Iron Crown event, which is next week. Pretty much like coming this Monday.
But
not this Monday, but like on August 20th to August 27th, I believe that's what it is. I'm looking for the. I'm sorry. Just give me a bit, guys. This one I lost it. But basically,
how will they do it?
Okay, this is gonna sound amazing. Just God tier. I'll share it to you guys in a second. So okay, I'm just gonna hide the visuals for a second so I can post it to you guys on Discord.
Sure thing.
Okay, so this is gonna seem plenty amazing in my opinion. They decided to say, hey, you can get these items. Ain't that great?
Yeah.
Well, I think you guys want these items. Who doesn't?
What the fuck? Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't.
The thing, I know, Liz, in your case, because you don't play them, you don't play it as much as we do. What the fuck? And it's scheduled.
Oh,
it's scheduled. Wait, I thought that.
Here we go. Just swap the visuals for the audience. Here it is, and it is and as you can see, this is a real thing. On August 20th to August 22nd, you are now able to get the items for all of them, for all the but they're released incrementally as opposed to the entire fucking thing. Yes, so if say, oh, I don't have the money.
If you miss out on a day or
you don't get those items. Hey, you want that Pathfinder War Machine skin?
Better have the money for it.
It also costs $20. It also costs. Hey guys, check this
War
out.
Machine. Yep.
It costs 1,800 Apex coins. This still means you still have to pay $20 to get the skin you want, as opposed to, why the fuck am I paying for this at all?
That and Pathfinder pops up twice.
Yeah. Wait, it does?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, look.
Wait. Oh, okay. You get 2 chances for War Machine. Hey. Oh, wait. Protector of the Void too. Protector of the Void gets 2 chances.
And Lifeline. Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Okay.
That's actually.
No.
Wow.
Notice there's a problem here because they're incremental. So these are the items that are going to be in the Apex shop. If you're not familiar how Apex works, the item shop for Apex Store cycles out items throughout the week, so it's a little similar to Fortnite, and because of that, it's a little finicky. So what happens instead is these are the items this week, these days, and then the next couple days they'll have this, and then they'll have these items finally. The problem is that it's incremental. They could release it all at once so we could just buy it now for during the last week, but they're like, no, we're gonna hold it so you don't get to have it immediately. And this, I'm sorry to tell you, this is gonna sound pretty funny, but before our podcast has started, the Apex Legends calls players asshats and dicks.
Wow.
And the heated red Fred.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yes. From a Fred, Drew McCoy, which is Respawn, one of the Respawn's developers, the executive producers called players asshats and dicks. In a response to a user calling them money grubbing fucks, McCoy says, "Hey, everyone, found the dick I was talking about. Later in the discussion, he said, and I quote, "I think technically I was calling gamers dicks. I don't know. I had a spicy lunch. Feeling it."
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Nice recovery. Nice recovery.
That's a recovery.
Fucking moron.
It's a spicy lunch, guys. You're really feeling it?
Oh my god.
I'm just disappointed because they're supposed to be acting professional. I understand, like
at a professional level, especially for a company that big. That's the thing.
What can you do?
And then, of course, he also jokes that he also said like a couple other mean things, such as most players are freeloaders.
Freeloaders. Oh,
the
okay.
amount of players who spend is crazy low. Most of y'all are freeloaders, and we love that. And charge, and a change in the price doesn't move the needle. So then the community manager, Jay Fratchett, I can't say his name, but came to the McCoy's defense when fans jumped onto the comments. Players had slung personal insults at the team, and he said, "So it's fine to call us liars, full of shit, and other personal attacks when we communicate and apologize and update to the event, but we're immature when we call people out on it." Got it.
Wow. Okay.
As you can see,
you're supposed to call it out professionally, though.
Not in a matter that yeah.
Like listen, it's when you make this kind of connection with a company, you're expected to be treated respectfully, even when you're an asshat yourself. Most of the time, the community will be like, really, just chill the fuck out. But as a developer, you should be like, okay, that was rude. First of all, we're just trying our best. But you shouldn't insult a person because it's just it reflects badly on you because you took it as a personal attack. When it was more on
if it's
your
fans of the
object.
game.
Yeah, especially on this scale. Like everyone sees it. This isn't like a one-time thing where someone's gonna maybe post it on Reddit or something.
Everybody sees it.
Yeah, and they're like, "Fuck you guys," and yeah, nothing. And the strongest thing they can do in order to attack them is just don't buy it. Just don't pay anything.
Don't pay anything anymore.
Hey.
So like basically like what would they call like just a little like what they call that. Like just
boycott.
Boycott. Yeah, there you go.
Boycott. Yeah, there you go.
My brain couldn't think for half a second.
All right, are we ready?
That's about all we can really say because this is a recent event. Like it happened literally just a couple hours ago before the podcast to start, and it's definitely kind of shows of if we can kind of expand on the topic of just the culture of like how video gamers are now, especially we're very heavily.
We can get into that in the next topic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay, so next we're going to be talking about the NFS heat and mostly just microtransactions in general, not what from I can read because we already mentioned Apex Legends.
Yeah,
exactly.
Basically, just in general, like EA itself.
Okay.
So like.
As a company.
I can already agree with this. I love The Sims and everything like that. It just really sucks the fact that I have to pay for, upwards $40 for a game pack and shit when it barely even contains enough in it in the first place. So like, it's practically false advertisement, but not 100% because 100%. There isn't like a marker gate. Like video games, they're barely even 100. Like they're not 100 years old. And with everything else, there's some sort of like regulation with it. But since it's relatively new, it's just been the past like 50 years or so. It's just it's been a big boy. It's grown so big and stuff. It's just not hard to control.
Yeah. DLC is still a brand new thing, so
it's still
everything is treading.
Is DLC a brand new thing? Now I feel like that's an interesting. An interesting idea. What considers like what can you consider like DLC? Are expansion packs DLC or DLCs?
Season passes?
Or like no season passes are like what you would call it? It's like.
Think of there's a game called Surviving Mars, and it has a season pass. Season pass means that you buy this and you get all of the DLC, including
You're guaranteed.
depending on the company, they're going to give you immeasurables on the same side, just things to pad it and things like that, make it worth your while and stuff. But in general, season passes, if you catch it early and you buy it, they're worth it. But it's different with DLCs, but you do save with it unless you bought everything individually.
Remember, especially in like console gaming, season passes are essentially just all the DLCs coming for planned out already.
Yeah, they're already planned out up to a point, and then
for consoles, I mean not for consoles, but for PC expansion packs and stuff, it's different. That's already something they've already planned out. That's the next storyline. That's the next
anything,
whatever. Yeah, the next whatever they were planning in the plot of said story.
Yeah,
DLC are literally sometimes maybe like one or two extra missions, maybe extra cars, extra gear, extra
unless you're
whatever.
CD Projekt Red, it's like practically a whole new game.
Those people, please, no one harm them. No one do anything to them. They are like a gift to all of us because they care. They actually fucking care about the gamers and the communities.
Care.
It's like they do so much and they give so much. Okay, but I wish more companies were like that. Yeah, I wish more would follow their example, but
that takes a lot of effort and time and money.
Yeah, considering the trend as many companies are doing right now with all the loot boxes, everything between.
No, hey, not loot boxes, boxes. Surprise mechanics.
How shit are microtransactions in the first place? You gotta spend more money sometimes on games that you already bought.
Especially if it's like, there's a couple games, for example, but they're not that heavy. There's some that just they blatantly do it, and they're like, hey, if you want to continue, you have to pay us.
No, remember the controversy of DLC, and then you found out, especially for console games, where DLC was announced or planned, and then people found out, wait a second, the DLC shit you're talking about, it's already in the game. It's already wired into the disc. It's here.
It's already there. You can see it. You can see it even. You can even glitch into the
DLC.
area. That's not DLC.
That's just like fucking. That's just locked content.
DLC is downloadable content. It says it in the game. It's it's already on the disc.
Disc locked content is what it was called. I think the most famous example of it was if you guys know of Tekken versus Street Fighter versus Tekken, whatever it was. They've already had Pac-Man and Mega Man in the game in the game's data, but they were like, let's lock it on the disc, so players have to put in a code to unlock it, which is it's quite strange that to see how rampant it like what DLC can become, because microtransactions are kind of like the next level of it. And the funny part is, I gotta ask the question: why did game expansions had to go to DLC and then into microtransactions? Like, when did that step happen? What's like for you guys personally? Like, when was this time for you personally? When did microtransactions really came to your own personal perspective? Because for mine, for me, it came to like when I was playing. I'm a big fan of like girl collecting games, as they're normally called, like these mobile games, like Contai Collection or Girls Frontline that I've been playing.
He liked them bikini girls.
When did that shit happen? I'm actually trying to think when that shit started to happen.
But for me, that's personally when I noticed, like, I have to buy these microtransactions to get a roll on something, or to like incrementally increase the amount of like characters I can hold in my deck or something like that. And then I noticed if you notice over time how much you would spend, it becomes kind of ludicrous, and
it goes up. It rises.
See, not to put blame on anything, but do you think mobile games maybe had something to do with it?
No.
They just took it a bit further.
They just took it a bit further. That's all I would say.
They took it and then put it in their new shit, making it mean like there are a lot more free games mobile wise than there are like actually like big name games out there. But the big difference between all of them is the fact that, like, if you really think about it, mobile games are just getting in on a different crowd. They're for people who aren't necessarily professional or anything like that. They're just there to have the good time. They're more casual type gamers.
They're more suited to the people who just don't want to be on like a computer or a console.
Or they're older. They can't really sit up for long periods of time. So like they catch into that sort of crowd. They're extremely young and extremely old, and some of the people in the middle. So like the big, what major companies or like even smaller companies that are just trying to get in for like the monies. The
Yeah.
difference between games and mobile games in that regard is that some of these things should be already in the games. Mobile games is just like, oh, you want this much time or things like that. It's just like you know what they're trying to get at. They're trying to get at your money, but it's like you shouldn't have to pay to open up more experiences like it is in like PC games or console games. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just, cosmetic stuff depending on the company and things like that. You don't need to buy it, or it could be, I don't know, when we played Team Fortress 2 and like I saw all of the things, it was like, "Oh, I've got a whole bunch of boxes." No, you have to buy the keys. I think that's when like I realized how bad it is. But
Yeah.
But when
I
did you guys
also
start to notice, like, when
For
DLC became the big
like-
trend?
like the big trend? Oh,
Because I remember, like, whenever there was
Sims 3, the third one.
Sims,
for me it was Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I was starting to think it was either Call of Duty or for me maybe Oblivion, when they started to
That
have like
or-
purchasable
yeah.
items that you
you
had
mean
to
like
download.
the horse
Skyrim.
armor? The horse armor.
The horse, remember,
like
that was
the
one of the big
armor.
controversy. That was one of the big controversy things that happened. Everyone's like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" It's
Yeah.
like, I'm really gonna pay for horse armor?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that's when I started to notice DLC is becoming way too. And
Yeah,
remember the
biggest-
joke?
Yeah.
Remember the joke? There's like a good
And
meme
that was
joke that I
quite a
remember.
bit ago for you guys, because I
Yeah.
don't even know what those things.
I mean,
whatever that
to be
is.
honest, I mean, the
just-
biggest I noticed was just Battlefield, because Battlefield had all those separate things. the
Yeah.
most.
Oh god, Battlefield is
Yeah.
one of the big examples. Battlefield, basically the military shooters, I think, was one of the ones that started to push the trend.
That started pushing this trend out because it just started to leak out to like everything else.
Let me see. Trying to remember, there was a good little meme I saw a while back, which is like it basically just shows a burger.
Yeah.
It just shows like originally games were just back then
Simple.
you got like the burger was the original game, the expansion pack was like fries and a drink.
Yeah.
Now and then there's like nowadays
Now you're paying for that sauce.
yeah, the original game is just buns, while every other little
Every
thing is like
other thing is-
pre-order DLC. Well, wait, I think I found it. It's hold on, let me see if I can just
Yeah, and even then, I'm just like thinking in my head, I'm like, those pre-orders should have just been part of the game to begin with. You shouldn't have to like.
they all should have been, but hey,
They're
companies
trying to milk
pay
the
some
money out of you, and
You gotta.
listen.
You gotta
I
get
always
them early
say,
starts, you know, like.
there was someone who was just like, "Fuck capitalism. Capitalism did this all to us," and it's just like this. This isn't capitalism.
It's not capitalism.
Thrives off of treating customers, employees, and like other companies properly.
Mhm.
That's like basically what it is. 'Cause
This is
if
your
you have
gouging
good
people.
relationships with the customers and employees, maybe not just other companies. Sometimes it depends, but if you do that, then you get a lot more money because
Mhm.
you're going to have a lot more suggestions. Because if your employees employees are paid well enough, then that means they can buy your products, and that means the money just comes back. And even then, if they like your product or stuff, they're practically ensued to like endorse it because they work for the company. So that means they're suggesting it to other people. If they don't like what you are doing to them,
Mhm.
then you're not going to get that income back from what you're paying them. And then if you
Exactly.
treat your customers well, then that means, well, look at that. Like, that more customers will come in, more people will recommend it, and things like that. It's just like,
Exactly.
it builds off of each other. Because if you continue to keep that customer relationship with it as well as your employees, it's just you build your own reputation.
Mhm.
And like instead by treating your customers like shit, there's some of them are still going to put up with it. I mean, we all do sort of. We're just like, oh, back at it again, EA, man.
Yeah,
but-
boys and girls, I found the meme.
And this is what happens.
That's a powerful meme.
That's powerful, man.
It's true. This is old. This shit is old, but it's
That's
as
very
true
old.
today as it is back then. But go on, Liz. Sorry about that.
It's okay, but now I really think that part of this is our fault for letting it get this far and not saying we should have done something. Like,
No, you're right.
the best time to plant a tree is like, what is the fucking saying?
It's
to
best
plant a tree.
It's best if it was best to plant a tree like 20 years ago or something like that, or
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. Okay. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. So it's just like, if you don't put that thing out there so that it can grow and it receives a charge, then eventually you're just gonna have issues like we have today that just grew out of stuff that we could have stopped years ago. So it's like, it doesn't just affect game companies either. It affects like a lot of the shit that happens here, not only in the US but other places where people are being taken advantage of, or letting themselves be taken advantage of. Like with this whole shit, like, okay, I like, who really genuinely buys microtransactions just because, like, who does this?
No.
not me.
Kids are no lives.
Yeah.
Hey, I represent that fact.
I represent that fact. I did. To be
I
honest with you, like,
saying like this is our fault and you guys all partake in it.
Well,
Yeah, no,
okay. Well, like I said, the reason why is because I would say because I fell for the meme. That's the exact reason why. Like, I personally fell for the meme.
While I don't have quite an interest in ship girls, like certain people, or what's it called, battlefield girls, or gun girls.
Yeah, gun girls.
Yeah.
I did fall for because I'm a colossal dork for it. I fell for Fire Emblem Heroes for a bit. It was good. I liked it. It played like a normal Fire Emblem game, at least minus a few really essential mechanics. But I liked it. And yeah, I did buy a bit into the packs and buy a bit of characters and shit. So yeah, I kind of fed into this whole thing.
Yeah,
into microtransactions.
Yeah. Well,
literally, we are the reason why it's such a bad fucking mess.
Yeah, we are. Not gonna deny that.
Yeah.
I helped that.
Absolutely.
We
I definitely can't deny that.
Because, like, so many people out there are just fucking content to let the blame all fall onto the damn.
Oh no, of course, yeah.
It goes both ways. We
just like if
ain't
you
the fucking
don't
victims, man.
Yeah, just like if you don't like how certain trends are like, say you don't like certain trends on whatever the hell you're on, say gaming, social media, or whatever. Yeah. Don't blame the people who are riding the trend. Blame the people who are making that a trend. But then again,
because it's just like, oh yes, look at this cliche ? And it's like, someone out there enjoyed it.
Someone out there actually enjoyed it. That's the thing. You can't blame them. Hey, people want enjoyment. People are seeking something. That's why they enjoy whatever the heck could come. Hey, we all need to fill that void in our lives. Exactly. Especially, dude, a lot of us, school, home, rest, homework, whatever, chores.
It's literally like a routine. Yeah. It's just basically wake up, go to work, school, get done with school, sleep.
You gotta fill something. You gotta have something to fill that void.
You have something. You have that middle that you need.
You either have some goal, some hobby, something that you can fill that time in, or you fill it with something to entertain yourself with: gaming, reading, art, music, just fucking around with your friends, exercise, whatever you like. Hell, even just pointing us out here, us either us streaming or people enjoying the podcast.
This is your entertainment.
Yeah. Everyone chooses their own form of entertainment, and hey, they have that right to.
They have the right. Yeah. No one's gonna judge you for it, regardless.
I'm gonna judge you for it.
Fuck you.
Wow. Oh.
But yeah. It's really,
okay.
It's really
But yeah. We need. You're right, though. We need to stop
All right,
this and making this a thing. Yeah, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, we can move on. We can move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to know how much I spend on Fire Emblem
Fire
Heroes.
Emblem. I mean, no one needs to know how
Final
much I spend
Fantasy
on
is its own
Ken
different
Call and
shit.
all
We
that.
don't need to put you on the pedestal for like
Please
how much you
don't.
spend. Yeah, because trust me, nobody here wants to actually say what they spend on.
because,
No,
Yeah, but
no.
okay, that brings us to Cloudy. What about you, Cloudy? Like, you out of all,
Any-
like, what about you? You said Call of Duty, but is there any other game in particular that that got you?
I'm
got me?
so.
I mean-
I'm sorry to interrupt,
I'll be
but
honest.
it's
go for
really
it.
fucking funny how all three of us are covered, and there's only Alchem upside down.
Wait, I'm upside. Oh yeah, I know. Wiz, could you like full screen this shit or something?
No,
No.
we're not gonna
He
get
just
into.
wants you to move it
No,
because
move
he's
to the middle.
disappointed.
No,
Move to the middle so I cannot be in
Jesus
the
Christ.
upside down there.
Fine, I'll fill it up. Jeez.
Yay, look professional looking.
Now,
besides-
this is much better. Now we won't have to see an upside down outcome, which I would prefer because it's funny to me.
Yeah, because it's
Fuck
funny.
you.
Funny
Much
meme,
funnier
dude.
to
Come on,
me.
funny meme.
Fine,
Anyways,
fine. How about this? Fuck you.
What another game that probably caught me? I mean, racing games. Big thing.
Really? Well,
Yes.
okay. I never played any racing games. Like, how
Forza.
bad does it get? Like, how bad does it get?
Well, in terms of DLC, oh dude,
There
it's
we go, you
DLC
said
for
that.
every fucking
Is that
car,
better?
dude.
You happy?
Oh my god, the meme. But anyway,
Is this gonna be the norm now?
I'll just say this much. It's just, I mean, when you have a DLC for every car and every make ever
Seriously?
created for a video game, keep in mind, for a video game,
Are you serious?
and half of those cars are better than the cars that they're on the disc.
Even end game stuff like the
Even if you're like making millions of dollars. Yes, there are a
Oh,
couple of
God.
examples of that. There are a lot of examples of that in racing games, and it
Well,
makes
that's pay to win at that point.
It hurts.
That's
Yeah, it
that's
is.
beyond
Yeah.
like the scope of like microtransactions and DLC.
People don't come to the defense of like, oh hey, just buy the car.
That's not even an answer.
That's
Well,
not an answer.
What
That's
if I want to buy the car? What if I don't want to buy the car because I like this other car that should have
Yeah.
the same real life
That should have
performance
the
of the real
same
car?
performance. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh god, that's
and
so
it's just
stupid.
like it happens in every genre of game. I've noticed. It's just if something is really powerful, they're gonna try to promote it in a way.
That's
And that's
so
happened in a lot of
dumb.
racing It's happened in a lot of racing games, and I've called it out. I've called it out many times, and they don't want it. A lot of the developers just say, brush it off. We got our money. We're done.
That's
Simple as it's
I
just-
can't deny that's disgusting.
Yeah, and the thing is, they get away with it. They get away with it because you know why? People will buy it anyways. It's kind of the whole, because people, say like if you're like with friends and everything, if you're playing like a racing game with them or whatnot, it will.
They're
It's gonna be
bad
the
and they
whole-
should feel bad.
They should. It's like oh hey, you're not using the same car as me for this race. What are you doing, idiot?
Oh right,
Buy
right,
the
right.
car,
The race car, yeah, the racing car mentality where you have basically the meta. You have to use certain
meta,
cars to win.
And most of those
Wiz,
cars,
what the fuck did you do?
What do you do?
I won't lie. Most of
Oh
those
haven't
no,
cars,
it's just no. All I'm on. I was like putting on a link, and I was just like, oh yeah, you can't do that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, man. We don't
Yeah,
have
sorry.
SR.
We don't have
Yeah, we
SR
don't have
because it's
SR.
it's a
Sorry.
podcast. So
It's a podcast.
the audio is us talking. Woo, ambiance.
We are
Ambiance.
yes. Huh.
But
Big sad.
yeah. Other than that, I mean, with the recent,
Sorry, Lala.
I will, I'll add on to
Yeah.
the whole racing thing. It's just like with the recent, it's like they capture. It's like recent games, racing games that have come out, like Need for Speed,
Mhm.
for example. They're
Yeah.
trying to capture people onto it. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to capture the hey, look at all these cars that you can get. Guess what, idiot?
Oh.
Pre-order.
Wait. Oh no! Wait, I thought they stopped doing that. I thought they got caught on,
No.
or people point out
No.
that shit.
I actually looked up the Founders Edition of Need for Speed Heat. 4 to 5 cars
In
that
the
you normally
trailer.
not get unless you buy that edition,
Oh, that's bullshit.
and it's locked behind that version.
That's so stupid.
And if
Is
you
it-
wanted to upgrade, you're gonna have to wait 8 to 10 months.
Wow.
Can you post that link? Can you post that
Yes,
link?
I will get that link. Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on.
Just
Give
show
me
it.
a-
Yeah, so I'll just show it to you for the people who are on
see.
Twitch.
Give me a
I'm
second.
I'm kind of glad I'm not so much into racing games. I mean, they're not that bad. Like Forza, I still like Forza, and Need for Speed. That's not so bad, but
Also,
like,
where is it?
not the
Where's
biggest
the,
fan.
That's the deluxe edition. Where's the fucking? Well, that's the deluxe edition. I'll show that. I guess
The
that
deluxe.
could work.
Okay.
Deluxe gives you like, oh yeah, here. I mean,
Alright.
that's a prime example. You can here. I'll give you like the website so you can look at that.
Okay. I'll just have to hide us for a little sec. Okay.
There you go.
No.
Dead.
And just so you would like to know that, I like to intermittently say I'm sorry, but we cannot talk to you verbally. Maybe we'll chime in chat, typing wise, but
Typing wise, but
also,
other than that,
I'm not plugging my Twitter, and I'm just saying that sometimes, intermittently, I will post a drawing or two that I have done during the slash podcast there. Maybe it's about what we're doing right now or what we said to each other. It depends, but
Depends on
I'm just saying because I'm about to post. So.
I see.
I'm trying to find the one for the collector's edition.
So here's like how it looks like on the Origin.
No.
You can get your you pre-order now for $59.99. You can get yourself a DLC, a pre-order special. You get
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care. They don't.
Yeah,
look at his bonuses. What are these bonuses? What's the character outfit? What is
they
it?
know you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. They haven't done that in the recent
character
Need for
outfits?
Speeds.
What
They
the fuck
haven't
is
done
that?
in the- They're basically
Bank boost.
in a way-
Bank boost.
Yeah.
Bank boost increased by.
Basically, you know what that means?
It's like
your money boost.
Wait,
No,
they
it's
have-
like
XP.
It's like, remember when you could buy those like Mountain Dew and shit, and it came with those codes to boost you in Modern
That's
Duty?
what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Except it comes with the pre-order. It doesn't come with the soda.
Oh, by the
Dude,
way,
at least back then you got a soda.
Yeah, Wiz, I also gave you the link to the collector's edition, which you can actually look at if you wanted to.
Character KS edition Chevrolet Corvette. And so that's 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, 4 card. 4 card. Well, no, except for the first one. So 3 cards. You get.
So you get no. Here's the thing, Alchem. In the standard, you only get the standard starter car. That's it.
Edition.
Everything else.
and the
starter
deluxe
card.
edition.
Oh my god.
What is this?
What is this bullshit? What is it? 3 additional KS edition unlocked through progression.
It's the same as
The
like
Same as the
progression.
thing, but the second link, Wiz.
4 exclusive character outfits. Oh wait, this is the same thing.
Oh,
Second
that's
link.
the wrong one. I gotta hide that for a second.
Okay.
What is it? Oh, whoa! What is this? Oh no! What is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
No, what did you find?
Yes.
What did you find?
This is terrible.
Let's see.
That's what you get with the collectors.
All right, give me a second.
Oh no, yeah, Burnout. I fucking burn. Yeah.
All right, so-
Burnout. I mean,
I just remember Burnout.
Burnout's a little different though in terms of their
well,
DLC.
here we go, folks. Check this out. Need for Speed's Heat's Collector's Edition includes a car, an A5 notebook, and a premium cardboard box.
An A5 notebook? What the fuck?
Yeah,
but
look at the way that
it comes
looks.
with a premium cardboard box. This is important to me.
Yeah, scroll down, Wiz. I was gonna tell you.
Yo, they better show the cardboard box. I better see this shit. I want to see what
There's
the.
the actual- that's what it
my
looks.
god!
Yeah, for
yes.
£9.99. That's like
For
120.
that's like
That's like 120.
120.
Yeah, 120
Yeah,
in like
120.
American dollar
Yeah.
reviews.
You get stickers for your
Yo,
game.
but look at them
Look
stickers.
that.
This is what I needed in my.
In my racing
Need for
game, I need this in my racing game.
I'll put it on my A5 notebook.
The screen's supposed to be black.
Hmm?
On
The screen's black?
stream?
Oh, the screen is. No, I see it.
Oh,
That's
okay,
it.
there we go.
Ooh, no, remember
You
there's a
get
delay. But
literally, hey, you know those toys you usually see at like the, like for like the cars or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, man.
yo, wait,
You get
can
a
that
you get a die-cast model of it. That's it.
get a cardboard box? Hey,
And a cardboard box.
I can get a cardboard box from Nintendo, and I can fold it up and do a bunch of shit with it.
Do
Can
a
I do
bunch
that
of
with
shit?
this?
No.
Can I do-
Imagination.
Imagine. Wait, guys, forget everything. This is the best part of this intense $120 deal.
Oh
we
my
get Need for
God.
Speed magnets.
Wait, those are magnets?
Those are magnets right
you're
there.
fucking
Dude,
kidding
Right
those
me.
are
there. Look at
magnets.
that.
Those are
What are
magnets.
You can't even put that on your car or anything. No, you on your fridge. Oh,
On
those
your
are.
fridge.
Actually,
Yeah, you could solidify
on
the
your
fact that you paid
fridge.
$120.
all right.
None of this you can put on your actual car or anything because you're like
Nope.
a diehard fan. No, this is. Oh my god, these guys don't understand.
Isn't this great, guys? This is so I just fixed the screen for the stream. Hopefully this is better for you guys. But this is great. Look at this amazing deal for $120.
Yes.
$120.
I will say this much.
Oh my god.
Day one, when this game comes out, I'm only getting the standard because you know what? I don't give a shit about it otherwise.
But Cloudy, look at that. Look right there at the bottom left corner. Look at that beautiful collector box. Look at the collector box. I'm talking about the box.
I don't care about the box. I can look at my goddamn Oculus box.
What's it doing boxes? Are you really an actual?
Hey, I like boxes. Wow.
Yeah, you know, I'll be honest. Hey,
Do you take naps in them? Motherfucker.
I was gonna say,
oh,
EA's
fuck
new
you.
meme. Hey, EA's new meme, Malcolm. They like boxes.
Did you call me Malcolm? What the fuck?
Malcolm. Yeah, Malcolm in the middle.
Malcolm, you.
Malcolm in the middle,
well,
dude.
I'll just bring back to the Discord image. Yes. But there you go. As you can see, folks, this is a great $120.
Dumbest.
$120.
What a
$20
insult.
What is this? Is an insult to me.
Fucking insult to everyone. This is an insult to everyone.
This is worse than
and keep in mind,
wait,
this isn't in their words. This is in their words. We're trying to revive the underground game.
Oh
what the
my
fuck does
god,
that mean?
Are you dumb?
What does that mean? That's not even remotely right.
They don't understand. No, they don't understand. They don't get their audience.
No. Here's the thing, Malcolm.
Or they don't care.
The company behind the game, they did a lot of good things.
Yeah.
All the Need for Speeds in the past. Guess what happened?
Yeah.
EA.
No. Remember. Okay, dude. That's the thing. My friend is right. EA always sticks their dick into everything and basically ruins it.
Yeah. You want to know what? I'm gonna do a sad solo on my harmonica that I got from Celebration Station.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's gonna sound awful for those who are listening to the audio version of this podcast. I do apologize, everybody, but this is my ears. Please don't do that ever again.
Oh no!
I'm out of breath.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the podcast.
This is the podcast.
We are professional here.
We are professional.
Know exactly what
you
we're
can
doing.
tell. Look, Meowcom's under upside down or whatever.
Yeah.
Meowcom
in the middle, dude.
I'm professional here. I know exactly what I'm doing.
For those who are listening to the audio version of the podcast, currently Alcom's character avatar is on the screen and he's upside down. A visual description of what actually that was in the background of our poster and banner.
We are professionals here. We know exactly what we're doing.
Professionals, after all.
Excuse me while I just do this.
Dude. But other than that, that's at the topic at hand. That's really all I have to say about it. Because it's just like, I mean, hey, I had faith in another racing game.
Get me that racing game now.
Yeah,
I gotta get me those magnets. Those
cardboard.
Sweet magnets.
I'm still up for that cardboard though. It's
what makes me upset is just like they're trying to revive the racing game genre in the wrong way.
You can't say that. You can't. That's an insult.
They're trying to.
That's a revival? How is that a revival at all?
That's in their words. A revival.
Oh my god!
It hurts me.
Jeez. But
it goes to show.
I played racing games since Gran Turismo, dude.
Basically, it's the team that's behind it, the developers. They are trying to revive it, but EA loves to package it up and put. Pretty much, they like to package it, put a little rainbow bow on it, and put a price tag on every single little part, and say, "Look at what we made. This is our work."
I miss old EA. I miss goddamn. What was it called?
Sports. It's actually in the game.
It's in the game.
I miss like NFL Street, dude. Like all those games.
Like the worst part about. The worst part about like what I love how we're talking about corporate trash fires and we're still on fucking EA because that's how bad EA really is.
How bad EA is.
It's actually amazing to look at like how bad they could screw up. This is like be honest. So we got Apex Legends, that's recent. Then we got Need for Speed Heat that is not even out yet. That is coming out this year. What, November, right? It's in coming
November.
When was this game even announced? I have never heard of this game.
It wasn't announced until I think last week.
Out of nowhere. out of nowhere. Why?
Yeah.
Who does this for a multi-million-dollar, like billion-dollar company?
Yeah.
They're coming out of nowhere where there's like, bam, here's a new game, kids. Here you go.
Yeah. And the thing is, they do this with Need for Speed all the time. They did it for the past 3 years. And it just mind boggles me how they're getting away. People were telling them to add these features, right?
Mhm.
That should have been added in the last one.
Yep.
It's like, oh hey, you want rogue cops to chase after you? Oh well, here. It's now here.
5 years later.
So many years later. Wait, what the fuck?
Did
I don't
I
know.
misspell
It just-
corporate?
What? No. What? No. What?
Fuck you.
Huh?
But,
Did you actually?
No, I didn't. No. Alchem just says like a behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't know how to spell corporate for a second. Shut up. but yes. For CPU, Sublime Heart, definitely proud of a good one. We got Goobersoft, and we got Blizzard. Two other trash fire of a company. Well, I mean,
we can rip in the
Blizzard Activision, if you really want to be specific.
Yeah.
Shut up! That's mine.
Okay. That's Liz's. Yep.
Okay, that's Liz's, but we can go into Ubisoft.
We're gonna go for a little bit. We're gonna fellas. Hopefully, we talked enough about EA and it's amazing premium. Oh my god, I can't get over it. It's a premium cardboard.
Wait. If anyone gets the premium, can someone send me the cardboard box?
You know what? As a meme, I will fucking do it.
Don't you dare! I'm fucking kidding. I'm kidding. Don't actually.
As a meme, I'm gonna write on it.
I'm not about to.
Outcome. Suck my dick. There you go.
Did you, Liz? Did you just put me in a fucking cardboard box?
Yes.
God damn it!
There is. For those who listening to the audio audio version of the podcast. The podcast itself normally. Liz draws a wonderful picture of Alchem in his wonderful little premium box. Remember, you gotta slap an EA logo on it while you're at it.
Slap the EA and the price tag.
EA, it's in the box.
It's in the box.
It's just a box. It's not even a bag. It's a box. But
Man, I thought.
No, it's EA, but it's an ox. You gotta pay an extra $20 to get the B.
Insert coins for
insert more for the box, but for Ubisoft, let me tell you, Ubisoft is a very fun little company. I always call them. I call them in they're like the fun, weird middle ground of all of the companies.
They're like, please optimize your games correctly.
What are you talking about? The Assassin's Creed series is amazing. Have you seen the last? What happened?
What
Rainbow Wear hitbox head, man.
Oh, hello, Division 2, with its fake gameplay.
Oh, that's that's the fun part about like Ubisoft. It's just like no matter what,
it's staged.
It's
Far Cry
always
5.
staged.
What do you mean, Far Cry 5?
Rainbow Six. Even there's a video of it. Wiz.
Yeah.
Prime example. Rainbow Six is a prime example since it's the most popular.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's not staged out like that. There's no helicopter coming in to drop you in. Nothing like that.
Well, I mean, that's like that's very old concept footage. They're all concept and they're all like the weirdest concept things. It's like what happened with like Anthem and stuff.
Listen. What I've been told is that Ubisoft has like they have fantastic concept artists and everything. They're just like really great at actually coming up with new ideas and cool shit.
Yeah.
But then it gets to the coders and the developers, and they're like, "How what do I banana?
How do I ruin?"
Oh my god. There's the artists, and then there's the developers, and then there's yeah. Then there's the people who basically sell you the game, and they fuck that up.
They fuck it up.
Oh, and by the way, if you actually want to see if you missed any of the things, let me just put my Twitter down here.
Wait, Wiz, are you there?
Wiz?
Is he dead?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm just noticing. I'm like, is the Discord call frozen? Because everyone's just
the Discord call froze.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, because Alchem's
beautiful.
10 out of 10. I love
beautiful.
that.
Oh, I froze apparently. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Only Alchem froze. Everything I heard you.
I am back, but I heard everything.
Yay!
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, come
Well,
on.
yeah. For those of the visual, for those once again on the
For those watching the
Visualize.
stream,
We're watching the
those
stream.
watching the live stream,
Yes.
yeah, we just have
Yeah,
visuals,
yeah.
but this is basically so you have something to watch.
So you have
Of
something
course,
to watch.
Yeah, those of you who will be watching the podcast, we will be
wait,
doing...
watching the podcast. They'll be looking
Shut
at their
up!
phones.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You want to fight?
So yeah, if you,
Excuse me.
No,
if
no,
you
no,
really
no, oh my God,
Do you
don't
want me
take
to pull
it
it up?
out.
Do you want me to pull it
No,
out? I will
no.
take it out. I will
No.
take it out. I
No.
swear, I will whip it out. I don't give a shit. I'll do it now. Excuse me. Wait,
what are you
shit.
whipping out, Alchem? I'm concerned.
There he is. He pulled it out the
Fuck,
classic Aussie game. Yes, this is it. This is
Fuck,
definitely
I
it.
can't. There we go. There
But
we go.
oh no, he's breaking. But ladies and gentlemen, those at home who are listening to this,
We apologize.
fight me, cunt.
No, you guys don't. You aren't sincere for shit.
No. Can't you read it? It actually says "fight cunt." That's
How is this ever gonna get off the ground? God damn it!
Oh boy.
we don't know, but fucking.
Anyways, like, just to go
Yeah.
back, Ubisoft makes good games. They just never optimize,
yeah.
or they're just really bad and they lie a lot, like a
Oh
lot.
yeah,
a lot.
you got 2 more minutes.
Is there
Yeah.
anything else?
Anything else about Ubisoft?
I mean, just they have good games,
I-
but they have shit.
What
developed.
about all of them cliffhangers for Assassin's Creed? Can I get a
Yeah.
final? Can I get like a closure? Can I
No.
get closure, please?
No, we gotta make
No,
money
no.
forever.
No. You gotta
Gotta
keep
make
getting
money
that.
forever, dude.
Keep getting those cliffhangers, right? I'm really excited for the next cliffhanger, right? Can I get a closure into this story already? I've invested way too much years into this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It happens.
I want my Assassin's Creed to finally end, please, before I die.
I don't know if you're ever gonna get an
A
ending for
closure.
that.
Okay, okay, what do you guys think? Will it actually have closure, or will they keep pushing it until one day they just say,
They're gonna keep
we're
pushing
done.
it.
They'll be like,
They're probably
we're kind of done. No one buys Assassin's Creed anymore. We're not going to continue this story. Will they actually end production before the final story, or will they actually finally make a story? I get the feeling they're going to keep pushing it until they just no longer
Dude,
wish to do production.
There was a movie even.
Yeah. And normally the movies are the end. That's like the end of the
And
whole
even
series,
then,
or a sign
how-
of them about to
yeah.
end.
Well, no, not even that. You know how bad video game movies can be.
The curse of video game movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
just
has there ever been anything that broke that curse? Like ever since the Super Mario Bros. Movie, every single movie-based game has been shit.
apparently there
because
was
they letting
apparently there
dumbass
was an
people-
end.
Yeah.
There was
Which-
apparently an end
to what?
to Assassin's
To-
Creed. They actually
Oh.
said it back in 2013.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at my calendar/watch that's on my non-existent hand right now.
And yeah,
It's 2019.
2013.
It's 2019,
bro.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened? Where am I?
apparently, I don't know. I'm
I
looking
don't
at it
know.
on here. I'm looking at the article right here. I'm just like, wow, really? Ubisoft says Assassin's Creed developer. Yeah,
Witcher?
pass me that.
Eventual
Yeah.
end.
Is it?
We have an eventual end.
Wait, you're gonna pass me
Eventually.
that? Can I see it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you have a
Okay.
source or you got
There you go.
Source.
There's a source.
context needed, please, because I
There
really
you
want.
go. There's the context.
I'm back. I'm gone.
Oh no, and they did the whole announced we are a yearly title. We ship one game a year. It's that kind of ordeal.
We're not gonna get. Yeah, we're not gonna get fucking ending anytime soon. This is gonna be forever.
They're gonna literally just. It's just like they're like basically just say we're
Can
gonna
we-
we're
can
gonna mess
we-
with we're gonna mess with any history in the timeline.
Any history that exists.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Look
Anyone
at it.
remember?
There it is.
Mhm.
There is an
no
end.
There is no
an
no
end. What are you talking about?
Oh, there is an end.
You see, it says it right there. There is an end.
There is an end.
There is an end. Quote unquote.
but when is this ending? You know?
Each iteration has its. Oh, they're basically saying each one has its.
Oh wait, guys. This was updated in August 6, 2013.
Never mind. This
Yeah,
is
I
not
told
true.
you. I
There is
told
an
you.
end. but you know, it will never come out. You know.
Yo, hey, wait. Anyone here remember when like history teachers or shit classes were saying this is historically accurate? Kids can play this and get a sense of history with it.
I can attest to that because
two.
my history teacher actually said that.
Your
I think
history
only
teacher
number
actually said
two
that.
actually. I think only Assassin's Creed 2 and 1 were actually like they gave a shit. Maybe Assassin's Creed 3, but everything else, no, they stopped giving a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for all.
What do I even want to know? Like, what are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? For those who are listening to us at home, Alchem is now, in fact, on the wall.
I am professional here. Excuse me, I am professional here. That's why I had to point out that history lessons are
professional catboy, ladies and gentlemen.
Professional catboy, ladies and gentlemen. But
what do you mean, professional?
I'll have you know, I've learned everything from video games, just like Assassin's Creed.
Goobysoft, ladies and gentlemen. Goobysoft.
Goobysoft.
As for you, Cloudy, what about you?
What do you mean?
On you, Goobysoft.
On Goobysoft, I mean, Division mainly. I was a Division player most of the time. Just, basically, same ordeal as as our favorite loot shooter, Destiny.
All right, you guys done?
I could
that's
try
really about it. I can't really say much about it. I've enjoyed the game.
I could trash Division 1 for a long ass time.
Yeah,
I can too.
We'll keep that on another day because
We'll
trust
keep
me,
that on another day because it's a long.
Yeah, I have some peeves with that game too. But before we go, Liz, is there anything you want to say about Goobysoft? That's my favorite answer today.
That's my favorite answer.
That's the line of the day today. Oh my god. What do you think about Ubisoft? Good. All right then, moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. Sorry.
All right, the next thing that's introduced is Alco. What do you think about Steam and the Epic Game Store shit show?
I
know it's rather old right now, but how do you feel about this shit?
You mean how Epic Games is trying to get a lot of their games to just be on their stores, while individually Steam is. I honestly, it's hard to follow this bullshit. Like, I understand that Epic Games wants to make their own little their storefront and stuff. Meanwhile, Steam has become just a powerhouse, kind of resting on their morals, kind of becoming lazy about it too. But then again, the Epic Game Store hasn't really done much to make it worthwhile as a game store. Yep. Plus, a lot of their games are still going to end up on Steam anyway.
That features.
I'm just angry because they took fucking Satisfactory and they were like, "Ha! Early access. Never mind. It's released on Epic Game Store."
Okay. So here's my take on it. It's just a very easy one. It's very quick. Tetris Effect has a VR mode. Still requires you to render for Steam VR. What the fuck was the point of having it on Steam? Why do you not have it on Steam? What the fuck?
Epic.
Well, there is one bright side. Destiny's not on the Epic Store.
Halo is not on the Epic Store. You know that's not saying much. All you have to go is we got finished video games that are already out, as opposed to games that are.
3. I'm just like,
come on, like I wanted it so bad.
We're all trying to.
Can we all join the game?
We're all trying to avoid it.
We're trying to avoid it.
Honestly,
we were just trying to avoid it.
We didn't want to come to that topic. We didn't want to. It hurts.
Yeah,
we don't want. Not today, because.
Not today.
Because I feel like this conversation.
We're gonna go on to this for like a good.
It will
we're
only.
all gonna cry.
It's either that or we're all gonna go. Oh God. Why are you shooting yourself in the foot, Randy? What are you doing? Why are you releasing a season pass for a fucking? There's a season pass for Borderlands.
But anyways, back to the shit show.
Yeah, back to the shit show. Let's
there's something my dad said to me once. He's just like, it's not good to fuck with gamers because they hold really long grudges.
Oh yeah, they don't forget. We don't forget.
Yeah,
not at all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sometimes we forgive. Sometimes we're just like we're like, I'll put up with this shit for now. Sometimes we're just like, I'll let it slide. But we catch on. We see trends. We see if a company keeps doing the same exact thing again and again, and they show no remorse, they show nothing, and they even with our previous topics, they literally insult gamers and just say, "Oh, you guys are just freeloaders and shit." Yeah, you got some repercussions soon. Your sales are gonna drop. People are gonna just trash you. You'll become the joke in the gaming community, like EA.
Yep. That pretty much approximates it. That's just a hard part about Epic, especially because none of their games are out yet. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the games they bought up they're not even out yet. They just it's literally, what platform is good when majority of your products are on pre-order as opposed to being purchased now to play. Other than the games that are currently released on other platforms or Fortnite,
God. Oh, God.
And then when you do have a game and it's released, but it was such short notice when they bought the game that the Steam stickers are underneath the fucking
that was really bad. That was really bad on Metro's part. That was another the company that made it. That was still holding a grudge on that game. Still holding a grudge on that game.
Oh yeah.
I'm holding a grudge on Satisfactory because I was really excited because I saw it premiere at E3. I was like, a game I want. And then it was like, haha, nah, fam, we gonna yeet.
Oh yeah, like when right at the end of the trailer, then they show you what it's gonna be available for or where it's gonna be from.
Everything said Steam, but then it got yeeted.
Yep.
Why would you decide to eliminate one part of your market that everybody is going to honestly buy it from? Majority of your sales are probably going to come from that platform. You decide, I'm going to eliminate it entirely because we got a small sum of money in comparison to our sales from the
there is some reason here, because one, they're trying to EA basically has cornered the market. Not EA, Steam has cornered the market in terms. We were stuck on that topic.
We were stuck on that. Yeah.
Basically, Steam has taken over the market when it comes to online retail. Just that's where you get most of your games. That's where you download them. That's where you can just communicate with your friends. That's where you can do all that stuff. But it's the reason it's still useful. That's why everyone still goes to it. That's why most of the developers, most of the game developers still sell on there, is because they are so optimized and so well done that no other company, no other developer who's made their own little marketplace can compare right now. None of them. Epic is trying, and you've seen the shit show it is.
Those checks and X's.
The checks and X's of all the.
The checks and X's. That meme. Can we? Can you guys? One of you guys send it? Send it over.
But I do know for a damn fact that I've seen a couple videos on it, and someone was just like serious. A large portion of the shares is owned by a Chinese company, and they've had issues.
Isn't that Tencent? Isn't that Tencent? Yeah, isn't that Tencent? Yeah, it's Tencent.
Why would you want to buy anything and have your information in that kind of store? I also had a friend that got locked out of their account and didn't get it recovered for fucking weeks on end because they weren't being honest with him and support and shit. And in comparison to download speeds, Steam has never fucked with my PC in terms of actually giving me the game percentages and shit like that. How long does it take to download 5 gigabyte update on Epic Game Store? That took fucking forever. And I'm just seriously? I downloaded a 10 gig game on Steam in 15 minutes.
Let me see if this. I don't know if that's an accurate thing right there. I really should double check.
It was for me specifically, but if it even then, it shouldn't be that big of a difference. I live in a urban area. Why is it taking this long? And so you most of the time, companies have similar area in terms of service stuff, where their server shit is. So some Steam has an Atlanta one, they have a Miami one, they have a fuck ton, a metric fuck ton of different servers. I don't know if there is an option for the Epic Games Store to change servers, because I don't use it. I'd rather just go through Steam.
Yeah. I mean, there's something I found right there.
Oh yeah, the list.
That
The list.
huge
Yeah.
ass list.
Wait, guys, don't worry. We got Max for
Oh.
Look at that. Oh, a month.
I'm gonna play the saddest solo on the
Overlay.
most plastic harmonica.
Oh no! It's back.
Oh no, not again.
Oh, no.
Jeez, please stop. Stop.
Oh, no.
This is just. Oh no. I mean,
The
it's sad.
saddest,
It's true.
but this is
Yeah.
true. This is true. That's the worst part. That is the worst
That's
part.
the worst part of it all. Oh boy, look at all that.
It makes me want
That
to
The
be like
wall
that.
of
list.
disappointment.
The wall of
The
disappointment.
wall of disappointment. Oh no, Alchem's model is gone. Oh no, no,
oh, yeah.
no! Of course, never mind. For those who are listening, Alchem is again on the wall, but this time he's on the right side of the wall. Very nice,
Right
very
side.
nice, very nice,
Yeah,
very
very
different.
nice meme.
Very
He's having
original.
an existential crisis.
He's having an internal crisis right now.
I
Hey,
like
y'all
how.
can hear this, right?
Yeah.
What is that? Please stop.
What is that sound?
Ah!
Crunch.
Me hungry. Just me hungry.
Liz, you're not you when you're hungry.
Oh no, you need a Snickers bar. Anyways, that's yep, and I think we're good on the Epic Store. I feel like we've all have the same feelings, which should be summed up as you stole
Listen,
our
I
game.
can tell you about the
You
damn
stole
UI
our
and
game.
shit. I can go on for hours as to why
like
it's a dumbass idea
Yep.
to fucking go through Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
But
oh,
I
God.
can tell you the good reasons as to why it's still viable. Mostly is because it's a lot more friendly to early developers and indie gamers, not indie gamers, indie game developers, because they don't take nearly as large of a cut as Steam would. But you're also missing out on a whole bunch of people who would like to buy your game. But even then, like, there has been some complaints about, like, you know, it's actually hard to find those tinier games on Steam. Listen, I've gotten the weirdest shit suggested to me. Who the fuck thinks that you can't find shit on Steam? I've gotten like 99-cent hentai puzzle.
Okay. Let's. As fun as it is,
We've all
we
played
gotta
Pop.
stay
Shut
on
your mouth.
topic. Stay on topic. We can't. We're
Stay on
going too
topic.
far. Steam is just a try. Don't worry about it. The only thing we can all say is just this, man. Steam, man? Ever since you released the floodgates, there's a lot of garbage here, man. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
There's a lot
That's
of
one of
garbage.
the things people kept mentioning about Steam.
My-
That's
my-
one of the bad things, like the floodgates of just bad games that get released.
My favorite trash is the ones where you found the what was it? Some of the stuff is the best ever in my opinion.
I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
I know like Alchem didn't stream it or isn't going to stream, but there is like a fanny
the shit
battle
games?
royale or something like
Fuck
that. Like that.
no.
Yeah.
It was just,
I found that shit.
You found it.
My
You
God.
found it.
Yeah. All I was looking up is anime games, and I was there. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
There's a lot of weird ones you found, dude. I won't lie.
Dude, look up anime on Steam and just scroll down the list. Now, don't mind me. I'm just holding this thing together by pushing on both ends of the screen.
Yes.
But ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen at home, for those who are listening at home, Alchem is in fact pushing the wall. He is in fact the wall. He is keeping it together.
I am the strong. I mean the wall.
I am the fucking strong.
But yeah, those of you morbidly curious,
Yes.
if you wish to, go on Steam, look up anime, and start scrolling past the first couple of pages.
You're gonna find some garbage. You're gonna find some garbage.
You're gonna find some treats of garbage.
Excuse me while I fix myself, but yes, you will find straight up garbo. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Downstairs for a moment. I'm gonna take my laptop with me.
Okay.
But I will probably be muted unless you're gonna say something to me.
Okay. Just
no
let us
problem.
know when you get back then, Liz.
Yeah, let us know.
From that, we could move on to the. I would say we're going at a decent pace for this podcast. So let's just.
No, you continue because that is my topic. You
No!
cucklord.
You took. EA and Ubisoft from me. I'm gonna take this from you.
No, you're just bad.
You're just bad.
Oh.
You see, that's why I'm better.
Calm
Jeez,
down.
calling us
Calm
out.
down. Do I have to? Okay, come on. Everyone, just look at me. Look at me. I'm adorable. I'm cute.
Oh my.
Yes, adorable.
Except this is an audio podcast, so they can't see you.
I know. Sadly, I have to try and stop this. Otherwise, it becomes
yeah.
Wait, before we become what we're talking about, a trash fire.
Yes,
I think we're already halfway there.
I mean,
there are no consequences here.
Yes, no consequences.
To that.
But we did it. All right, roll credits. Roll credits.
Roll credits.
So we're gonna be moving on to the of course the big one, the big one that controls us all, Activision Blizzard.
Ay.
You guys are terrible.
You're
I'm
terrible.
sorry, Liz.
Upstairs.
I'm sorry, Liz.
But we have to. It's we gotta
All right,
keep.
since this is my topic, I get to open. Shut up.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the big dick energy that is radiating off of Activision and Blizzard has been ceasing to exist lately. You know, I mean, it's just the fact that like Destiny 2 is moving off of the off of BattleNet, and like the whole team in general has fucking yeeted itself out of the way of Activision because Activision just sucks. But with the way everything is going, I can tell you for a damn fact that Activision is running Blizzard all the fuck wrong. I don't play World of Warcraft or anything, but my dad has told me he got on to play the newest expansion because he had stopped playing for about like 6 months or so before the expansion. He finished it, then got on after he finished it. Was like, why am I on this game? And then got off.
You know you've made a great game when you have the player go, why am I playing this?
So like they've just, I don't know if it's Activision, I don't know if it's Blizzard, or they're just having issues with their teams. They're not actually is there corporate involved with making the decisions for how the game should be run? I don't know, but I do know for a fact all the problems with it. World of Warcraft and Overwatch have similar problems where there's lack of balancing, there's dumbing down for scaling for different heroes, for different
the decrease of the skill ceiling
characters and things like that.
Yeah.
My dad said that every time that you were playing on the game, you could get about 80% of it, 80% out of it for the reward. If you were good or skilled, you could get that 99, maybe 95%. And it would be fine because you were good. You got that fucking reward out of it. But they brought it and they dumbed it down so that everybody could get something out of it. Which, this is why Americans are considerably different in skill ranges when it comes to those. And Asia, they take shit seriously and whatever the fuck. But you shouldn't dumb things down just so that more people could buy your game. Because then, you lose that community behind it that will keep giving you revenue after your game is at least over, the age of, a couple years or so, and, you're losing more of the, sales game. You don't get that long-term shit. Yeah. You don't get those overtime monies,
Right. Exactly.
It's just, you lose out on all that. And if you want to know, the big issues with I don't know anything about World of Warcraft, so if any of you guys can chime in about the shit if you've played it recently or anything like that and tell me. But I know a lot about Overwatch. When it first came out, I was in middle school, so I didn't actually play it the first year it was out. But I got into high school and I got the game and I played it with my friends. It was a lot different because the heroes, while there were a lot of some glitches and things like that with certain characters and stuff, that works when you have a game and you're constantly introducing new content into it. But the heroes were kind of intermeshed. There wasn't really any problem. If you were playing it, there wasn't much reason to get mad, because if something went wrong, it was probably your fault. Well, now it's just a shit show.
Yeah.
You've got you play Overwatch, you're just like, this character's overpowered, this character's easy, they dumbed this character down, or they just completely reworked that character into oblivion and threw it out the window, and it's just like, that character's dead. We gotta put it out behind the shed. Sorry, Lassie, let's go. Bam,
Constant
bam.
meta change all the
just,
time.
They aren't consistent. They aren't. They didn't have anything coming into it. They were just like, let's just make a game.
Yeah.
They didn't have the sort of, they needed to at least come in with an idea what they were doing, but they kind of just like, let's spread that jam all over that.
What started the whole change, though, Liz, was actually the competitive scene. It's when it came to the high end, because basically in the low tier, the medium, people in generally just having fun. They didn't give a shit. They didn't care if certain characters had maybe an advantage or not. You could play your favorite characters.
Oh no!
Because I remember the first big change. Well, my main has always been Diva. She's constantly being nerfed, changed, buffed. They do whatever they can to her because she's so goddamn unique. But I remember one of the biggest nerfs that they did at the very beginning, because my friend could never shut the fuck up about it, was Roadhog. Basically, if he chained you, he did chain, whack, shot. You're dead. Instant dead.
Yeah, it's the one-shot combo, as they called it back then.
You would think that they would have, they said, that's gone, but it still happens. The fuck you talking about?
I remember the hook. Remember the hook? Old hook? Remember old hook that hooked you through ground?
Oh yeah, like the ones that teleport you or warp free reality. 1.0.
That needed to be fixed.
Well, that or the one where whenever you spin.
Oh yeah, that's the best. Like it locks you. It would lock you. It would lock you, and that was like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
To make matters even worse, like when like what Liz was talking about earlier, with like how the developers should come up with a plan and what they're going into. You need to consider that. Remember, Overwatch was originally supposed to be an MMO. And they didn't know how to, like, I think it was called Titan or something stupid like that. Like,
I get that it was supposed to be an MMO, but I mean, like, they just kind of jumped in. We're just like, let's retcon some shit. They like fucked around with all the backstories and stuff. Like, some of the things I know, adding in new characters and stuff like that, I understand. But don't give story and then like die inside and then like have people just be like, yeah, what is this? Or like, people are coming up with cool things that you could add in the game and be like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then you completely are just like, nah, that's just how we modeled the characters, fam. Like, Hanzo's legs are too skinny to actually be legs. Like, you guys all know what legs are supposed to look like. Hanzo's aren't one of them. But everyone was just like, yeah, he probably doesn't got legs. Those are probably prosthetics. And like they were just like, nah. But then there was also the fact that a whole bunch of people are just like, does Lucio have legs or not? And then gets confusing. It's just like, if you're gonna jump in head first, at least have a plan as to what you're going to do on the way down, so that you don't hurt yourself. They didn't have that.
Nope. Remember how it all started? Everyone's like, "Who is this? How are they? How are they connected to this? Where the
Soldier 76 is gay? Question mark.
Where, like, how they get to this story?
How they get to that part, that lore?
Yeah, but this is basically because it was, like we said, it was originally a plan to be an MMO, and they had to scrap that idea, and they decided to make it. Hey, let's just make it a first shooter. What about the story? What about the lore?
One of their mistakes was not hiring
figure it out. We'll figure it out along the way, and that's I feel like that's still Overwatch's overarching experience when you're writing it. It's just like they're figuring it out. Even the newest character is just like, what the fuck are you doing? Speaking
of games that had their story figured out, but with a long cast of characters. What was that one game that came out almost alongside Overwatch, or maybe like just a month before, and it just got completely overshadowed to the point that it doesn't exist anymore?
There's like a lot of those. It
was supposed to be like
Overwatch. From 2K. It was from 2K. Holy
remember
shit!
having it. I had
anybody
it.
know?
Was good. I liked
nobody.
it.
Does anybody chat? Does anybody know what I'm talking? Like what we're talking about? Because
Yeah, anyone
It's like
remember?
Titanfall campaign.
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
like Paladins. It's
Paladins
the
actually
other
still
one. It's the other one.
Paladins still exists.
What is it? It's the game that the Battleboard.
Battleborn.
I forgot because it died.
I played that. The characters actually were well developed there. They actually had personality and shit. Hell, there was actually a story because you went on missions to finish up some shit.
You wonder why it didn't get it got overshadowed.
Yeah.
No hot woman ass.
The worst part is that's actually pretty relatively close to what makes Overwatch
came
really
out.
popular.
I need
The
Overwatch came out.
The butts, everybody.
butts.
The buttocks.
Blood on Roadhog. Wait,
It
hold
even
on.
had a glitch where Widowmaker's ass would just extend when she ulted, so it's like
Oh, yeah.
extra thick.
That-
One of the things is Overwatch team doesn't listen to people, and if they do listen to people, it's like a minority kind of shit. You know, that's the whole reason why like certain characters get reworked. But then like people are just like, this character has been consistently doing shit. Either remove her from the game and work on her later, or just keep her in and be like a bit like you shouldn't use your competitive scene particularly to weed out shit in the game because that's lazy. You should be doing that on your own time because you know they may play your game at a professional level, but at the root they're just gamers. You know, they don't actually do the coding unless they actually do. Like some gamers do that kind of game shit on their own side, but why don't you, like I said multiple times with my friends, they really need to separate the development team and then the people who test the game, or like because it says like they play with each other, and I thought that was like the dumbest thing because you shouldn't have your developers and your concept artists interacting with each other, or you have your developers be your concept artists, or you have your developers pitching ideas kind of like that, because the team should be separate because they think what is cool should be put into the game, but really what should be happening is that what is cool and doable and fun to play against and not overpowered should be put in the game. Those are the different like labels that need to be put on it, but they're just like, I like that idea, let's put it in. So then we get Hammond. I like that idea, let's put it in. And forget that the community didn't want any stealth characters. Sombra. You know, they don't listen.
They don't.
They're like, my dad said that like 5 years ago, World of Warcraft, the developers stopped listening to the community. After that, the game has started progressively getting worse over time. So it's like, where's the communication? Because you need to talk with your community, because most of the time they're the ones playing it on a daily basis. I know you're developing it at the same time, but sometimes you just need that helpful ear to be like, oh, I found this glitch, and it's just like, oh shit, and then it suddenly gets big, but you didn't look into it that early on when you could have. I mean, I even heard that they deleted a thread because they didn't like the fact that everybody wanted the rework to be slightly different. I still don't think that Mercy should have gotten the whole like, let's swap her ultimate and put it into her fucking E. Like, it was a bad idea. Either remove the res or make it counterable, like more counterable. Like you can, like, I don't know,
What do you mean? You
she
countered
can
it
be
with
stunned out
Reaper.
of it or something like that.
Well,
you know, they
like-
say, listen, they said that they didn't like the hide and ult strategy, you know, Mercy and shit.
Yeah.
Plenty of other characters
Yeah.
have that. And like, they listen to the DPS community part of that kind of thing. They
Mainly
listen
only
to what
because
they
it's the
said that
whole-
we're playing up against it. Hate the fact that we're being countered this hard, and then they don't listen to the supports that are just like, why though? Like, yeah, we're being countered. You kill the shit out of us though. Like, what is this? Because like we gotta have some way of coming back, you know? And it's
Gotta
just
listen
like,
to the majority.
and the reason why they listen to the DPS community the most is because they're legit the minority out of the rest of the other communities.
Yeah.
More people even like
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but a lot of people play tanks sometimes, but a lot of people play support majority. I've seen so many supports. Like,
You
but
gotta listen to the majority of the people. Otherwise, they're the ones who are buying the game. They're the ones who are probably buying most of the what's it called, the loot boxes. They're the ones you have to listen to and do appeal to.
I know that sometimes your community says stupid shit. Like, sometimes the character doesn't need to necessarily be fun to be working. Like what someone in the chat said that, they wanted the character to be more fun. That's the reason as to why they wanted the rework to be rebooted.
Oh yeah,
But
it's real fun.
It's
real fun, I guess.
I want the characters to be fun, but I want them to work in conjunction with each other and not be terrible. Like
what is fun?
Reinhardt's still broken. So is Doomfist. So are plenty of other characters that I can't really name at this time. Symmetra needs to be deleted. We can all agree on that, right? But Reaper's got some issues. I don't think he's I think that there's a lot of things, like there are DPS that aren't targeting their specified things. Like, they're just doing shit. Then there's the metas. They're trying to do that out with the role queue. But the role queue isn't necessarily great because it can lead to a lot of long queue times and shit like that. And sometimes certain heroes need to be countered by three same roles next to each other. And sometimes they can't. Like, certain heroes are that difficult. So if they're going to add role queue, fix the characters first. Or they're adding in things hoping that it's going to save it, with the custom gains, things like that. But it only brings an uplift into it, and then it goes back down.
I mean,
because they're not actually isolating the real problems.
They're taking the approach of throw shit at the wall and hope something sticks.
Sticks, yeah.
At this point, because you gotta argue what is fun, what is defined as fun by the community, and remember, everyone has their interpretation of what they think is fun for certain characters or how they play it.
Exactly.
And that's kind of why certain characters got nerfed, why certain characters got changed.
And plus, I think Overwatch team was the people initially working on the MMO. They know how to do MMOs. They decided to work on an FPS.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't necessarily translate very well, because you've got MMO aspects put into an FPS that may work in certain circumstances, but just don't
work.
They don't mesh. They don't mesh. Then you still have people working on FPS that usually work on MMOs, and you don't bring people in who know how to actually do FPSs. So it's
Liz, wait. Can I get a level up system in Overwatch now? Can I get a skill tree? Can I get a skill tree?
Yeah. Can we get that?
Where's my skill tree?
This brings me to to my own personal opinion on Overwatch. We're talking about, and from my perspective, I played some seasons of competitive TF2, and I am a long player, 1,000 hours in TF2. I love TF2. I love the gameplay. I love the team compensation. Everything about it. I wanted Overwatch to be that, and Blizzard could make a good competitive. Look at fucking StarCraft. Look at fucking StarCraft.
For real.
They know how to make a good competitive game.
Yes.
But when Overwatch came out, I remember playing it, and I'm just like, why the fuck can you play as fucking 6 divas in competitive? This is stupid.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
My
Season
God.
That was an actual meta strat, because how can you kill
stupid.
6 divas when this is
No
back
one knew
then?
the Zarya counter.
No one knew the Zarya counter because people were still
because it just
learning the
started
game. Yeah, man.
Everyone's learning
and
out,
eventually, eventually, when you got the metas, they created what's the most common meta? Goat or something like that? Goat, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Goat.
You've got 3 tanks, 2 supports, a DPS.
Yeah, this is this is what I mean. Like Overwatch itself could be inventive and fun, but eventually kind of became stilted because one of the main reasons why I hate Overwatch is because not because it's a bad game. It's still a good game, but it's maps. All of their maps are almost all the same. They're either free laney as fuck. There's a choke point, and this one choke point is the hardest choke point in the universe.
To push through.
And guess how you win?
Made correctly, because like I said, you've got people usually who work on MMOs and shit and things like that, working on FPS. They don't necessarily know that some maps, if you want to make them kind of squished down, make sure that the objective kind of moves slightly. It's not fixed to one specific square area out in the damn open. It can be small, it can be big. And then you've got characters that can work with that and shit like that. Sometimes some characters are better on certain maps than others. That's going to happen regardless of what game you play. But then you've got the fact that it's let's take Busan. What was their idea with
Busan is-
with the control area in the mech
Everything's
area
out
where
in
they
the
send out
open.
the mechs? Why
Everything's out in the
did they
open,
think
yeah.
that it was a good idea? Oh, because their focal point. It's so weird. You've got 3 different ways to head to point. One of the ways will take you around to the front of the point. People forget what the hell they're doing. One of them will take you directly to the point, but you're going to get shot the fuck out of. One of them will take you underneath the point. You might get booped off on the way there, or whatever, if the enemy
Or
team's
whatnot.
down there. But you get to the point, you're going to get your ass beat. But
For real.
they want, like, most people are so distracted that they forget that the point is there because they make so many different winding corridors away from where the aspect objective is. So Busan, not a good control map. But then you have like what is the better maps of the game?
The only good maps I can definitely say is Payload. Attack on the Fen is never good.
It's
And
King
cough
of the
cough
Hill?
is a cough is a trash
Fuck
fire.
that. I hate that
All
shit.
cough maps I feel like they're just trash.
Yeah,
They're
that was a
bad.
bad idea.
Remember
That was just a
toilet
bad idea.
bowl? Do you know what was it, grease or whatever? I like the well
well.
bowl. I call it toilet bowl
Helios.
because Helios is
I
just
call it toilet. Yeah.
it's just a bad map. It's just what was
You're
the
literally
point
gonna
of having a
get one
death
of two
trap?
things. Roadhog hooked?
Yeah.
Roadhog hooked it?
Or-
Whooped off
or-
map?
Or what's it called?
Yeah.
Farrah pushed or grabbed by
Farrah
like
pushed?
Yeah, or
why?
Best
White
time to
giant
use
hamster
Orisa.
ball.
Best Orisa use right there.
Because it's the most optimized.
I think one of the
Yeah.
better maps. What was it? I think that I was about to say Despacito. I mean, El Dorado is one of the better.
That's definitely a good map.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Depends.
Naruto, my favorite anime.
Dude, Sandstorm. I liked it. Sometimes it's a bitch to play against now with all the characters introduced and shit. So it's can't get anywhere. But it was one of the better maps back when I first started playing
Back when
because
the
it
game was
felt
first
like you were actually on sort of an equal playing field if you knew what you were doing. So like now with the new ones being introduced, Havana, it shouldn't have been a payload map. Should have stayed as a story-oriented map because it just does not work as.
It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It does not fit.
Because it was a PvE map first, you know.
Yeah.
That
It does not fit.
Rialto,
at all whatsoever.
it's a bit better in terms of how Havana turned out because
But
that
again,
was also initially.
That's also a story
but it
map
was-
too.
It was. It was like they knew that it was going to be laid out this way so that it could be eventually transferred. And then Havana just seemed like, oh yeah, we have an event coming up soon. We gotta make something. And it's just like, well, we
They
can't
just
think
carbon
about how to
copied.
make this.
Yeah.
So they're just like,
Just Control C, Control V, done.
and then that like everybody was looking forward to the archives event because that is is the best event.
Oh yeah,
Best event.
I
Every
love
year.
those.
Because it
one,
gives you
it's-
a bit of
it's
the story.
PvE.
You understand. It's also
it's
PvE,
PvE.
and you work with your friends, co-op, whatever the fuck. But they fucked it up.
When
This
was the
last
last
one.
new? When was the last new Origin event? Was it? actually?
You don't even remember what it is, Alchem. That's how bad it was.
That's how bad it was. Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
The last one is that Mercy, Tracer, Winston, and Genji, which they should probably take in new characters. There's certain other operatives that can also run it at the same time. But so it's just Mercy, Genji, Winston, Tracer. They were going after this robot man. He was the treasurer.
Oh
of
yeah,
talent.
yeah.
Snazzy robot.
After,
Boom.
yeah.
But
Yo, can we get a
They were-
talent-based mission?
like we don't have the.
I think
There
wasn't a talent-based one. It was
Retribution.
the Retribution. Yeah, it's the
Oh,
one where
yeah,
you played
yeah,
as
Retribution.
Genji,
Retribution is
Reaper. Yeah.
no, Retribution is Blackwatch, not Talent.
Yeah, Black.
Oh, okay.
I
No,
want- yeah,
Talent
it's
is the bad
Blackwatch.
dudes. Yeah, but
Yeah,
wait, how
I
many
would
Talent
love a
members do we
Talon.
have?
We know.
Besides modern day Reaper, Widow.
There's Widow, Reaper,
let me say,
Doomfist.
there's,
Hell, Baptista's one, isn't he?
No,
Baptista's
he used to be.
neutral. He's neutral.
Baptista-
No, he moved over. I think he moved over. I'm not.
Oh,
100%.
if he moved to Overwatch.
But,
okay.
He's neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, he left Talon to make
so you
the
have-
world a better
you have
place. So
Doomfist.
the Talon members, there's Doomfist, Widowmaker,
Sure.
Moira. She also
Moira.
moved to there.
Oh yeah, Moira.
Reaper, and then there's also
Sombra?
Sombra. Sombra's one too.
Sombra. They don't
Sombra's
have
like-
a tank as
Sombra's-
far as I know, but we don't
Yeah.
know if Sigma
Oh,
might
the
be
talent
into that.
tank. Yeah, they
Sombra-
talked about that.
Sombra is like Sombra's on talent, but it's kind of iffy based on
Wait,
quote unquote
Like
story.
she has her own kind of like working
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Wait,
what you
yeah.
can see,
I'm
she
trying to
does
think.
things on her own.
Yeah.
The first short she was in, she did things on her
Sigma.
own.
Wait,
Sigma.
Sigma
is-
is Sigma talent?
should be
Sigma is
talent.
talent.
Is it
Sigma's
talent?
They have the talent
right here,
tank.
manipulated by Talon.
Oh, okay.
then yeah,
All right, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, then there you go. There
Well, but we
really
have
should be
4
a talent.
characters. We literally.
There you go.
Come on.
Where's our
Easy one.
talent
Next
based
Come
event,
on.
man, look at this. You
Next
got
event.
the
Next
Next
event,
year.
we're calling it right now.
If it doesn't, then Blizzard just fucked up.
Well, I
They
mean,
just-
they,
Okay, and then,
they're too lazy. They're just too lazy.
Yeah, they're too lazy, or
Then
they're
they're
too
like,
lazy.
we got something else
we
better.
got our issues. I've also been told that people don't like the events that come out and things like that. Because like it's just the same rehash every year with either
I mean,
characters or the mode slightly changes. So it's like you could come up with something different. What about you have like I suggested, if you're going to do a Halloween event, maybe instead of having the Halloween shit with Junkenstein's Revenge or some shit, you have that on the side like you always do, like with new stuff. And then you put in, maybe there's an event that has to go on during Halloween. Like, I mean, a mission that has to go on during Halloween. And certain characters are just like, well, shit, it's all spooky boys hours, but you're still PvE elements, but you're giving the lore in. At the same time.
Where's my Lucio ball for Halloween? I want a Lucio
Wait.
Halloween based.
Where's my winter Lucio ball? Why is that not a permanent fucking mode?
Where's my where's
guys.
my
There
Mace
is-
snowball challenge in Halloween?
Wasn't there that one support
Candy
in
challenge?
hey, hold on. That
Yeah.
one support in Overwatch that was in the McCree's story for Ash.
You mean like the robot thing?
The
The
robot lady, she
Yeah.
isn't even
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah, no, she,
Wow.
and
Athena,
she was supposed to be
Athena.
another. Yeah, she's supposed to be another fucking hero.
Yeah, she is, but
Yeah,
Well,
come on
anyway.
with random crazy man that comes from like
I'm over here like,
Dayland.
where the fuck is she though?
again, the thing is, Blizzard said. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
and,
That's pretty much what they fucking did. They don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah,
I
basically.
have a
you know?
feeling that some of this had to do with Activision coming in, because like I don't think that like most of this would have happened if they just stayed oriented in there. We gotta do this for the loresies, It's everything's gotta be fun, but also balanced at the same time. We're not gonna come in and do random dumb shit because World of Warcraft suddenly got global cooldowns, shit that like it can't do shit practically. You gotta wait. It's like dumb. And then there's also the fact that like D2 is moving because Activision just fucking fucked with like it fucked up the team there. It screwed with Bungie. Like the reason as to why Cade died in Forsaken, if any of you guys played D2?
Yes.
She was eventually actually supposed to come back.
What?
No worries, he dies at the
what the
yeah,
fuck?
he dies at the beginning of the thing.
Yeah, at
He
the very
was
beginning.
supposed
He was
to come
supposed
back.
to come back.
What?
But okay,
But-
yeah.
But
Because of
Activision.
listen, Activision said the voice actor for Cade is gone because he's recording something else for his other job.
Ah,
Just boot him. We're firing him. He's not here.
Bye bye.
Just kill him off.
Wow.
That's what they said.
Wow.
They said no, thank you.
Ah,
We're good.
That hurts.
Take care. Bye bye.
That's pretty bad, and
That hurts.
RP
That's why
is
that's why they moved. They're just like, we're sick and tired of your decisions being corporate. We just want to do our shit, so we're moving. Bye bye.
I mean, like, I think RP in the chat says it best. Like, the lore of Overwatch is just the butter of the pancake. You can have it and be invested in it, but it won't ruin the pancake without it. It's basically it. It's just Overwatch is just like the lore. It's there.
Solid gameplay.
But the lore is who
Gameplay.
fucking cares?
Yeah, basically solid gameplay enough, but again, it's starting to wear because of the age and because they haven't done anything
How many?
innovative with it.
Overwatch been going 3?
About 5 now.
3
Almost.
years. 3 years, I think. It's been 3 years.
I'm graduating. It came out when I was in 8th grade.
4
Wait, hold on.
years? 5? Was it
4 years.
really been that long?
4
3
years,
years.
bro.
3 years.
3 years. 3 years. 3 years.
3 years? Yeah, it's been
It went in beta when I was
2016.
Okay.
2016. Oh, it was in
4
beta
years,
for
yeah.
it was
Very
it was
long
in beta
time,
for
yeah.
about a year.
Yeah.
Or almost a year.
Yeah, and
So,
yeah. so it's just like it is just it's a wonder if they're ever gonna like even fix the lore, because the lore itself, like there's a lot of work that could be done there, but it's also like extremely limited.
I mean, there are a lot of gaps in between
And please
stuff that's
don't
happened.
listen to the fandom that's just like, I
That's
don't
just
play
like
the
a big
game, I just like
no.
the characters.
Yeah, it's just like no.
Like, please, like, I remember somebody doing a video where it was just like, hey, yo, please, Blizzard, please make Diva, like, have, like, Damon
no.
as her girlfriend, please? Like, and I was like,
Oh no! When they
yo,
listen to
listen,
the fans and they
you are,
change
listen, I've told people multiple times, I didn't really care much about Tracer because it was at the practically the beginning parts of, like, the start of the fandom and shit, because it was just like, you know what, there, bam. But then they were just
Yeah.
like, Soldier 76 gay, and I was like, where does this come from?
Yeah, that one was like out of nowhere. That was a loop. They just kind of shoveled that one right into the story. It's like, here's a little tidbit. Go for it. All right, now he's
'Cause,
gone.
like,
Let's
I've said-
erase his little square. Let's just remove his square so he doesn't know. Right. Wink. I'm
What are we
kidding.
supposed to do?
Wait.
What about Warframe lore? Dude,
What about-
listen, I don't even know about Warframe lore.
What's up?
If
Oh,
anything,
It's like
God.
it's
my
like
God! Don't
Destiny
even.
lore. You gotta look
Okay.
that shit
you
up.
gotta,
Look,
you gotta,
the thing is,
yeah.
that is, I'll give you that's actually an example of well done, Lord, because
Lore.
holy
Yeah.
shit, that Warframe
well
lore is
crafted,
extensive.
It's well crafted. It's long.
And the game
Yes,
is
well,
free.
Yeah,
the game's free.
yeah, the game is free unless you want to get some primes and stuff really early.
Primes that you can farm. You can farm them.
Oh God, but good
But
God.
good God, 128 hours later.
Yeah, maybe then you'll finally have one good prime. Yeah,
Yeah, one good prime that would be good for that mission, and then all of a sudden you see you wasted time.
Sad.
This is why.
Harmonica solo.
Oh no! Here we go again.
He comes back right there.
Yeah. But
Bass drums.
so yeah. So what? So yeah, we're like
Oh my
still on
God.
Overwatch.
Well, I think we've
we're
gone
done.
over our piece.
I mean, I think if we're gonna go, because like we were talking about, like Liz was talking about Activision a little earlier. And I feel like, because I think we're going pretty well. It's like about an hour 46 minutes. We're doing great. I really would like to
really?
talk. Yeah, I know, right? It's really it's been that long.
It's longer.
Yeah, right. But much to my surprise, let me talk about because all right, I don't know if Liz is like a Call of Duty fan, but I'm a big Call of Duty fan, and let me tell you,
Yeah.
staring at the new Call of Duty is like the equivalent of like staring at someone going, "Hey, remember when you liked Call of Duty?"
Oh no.
And they're like taking out the old Coke can, and they're like, "Yeah, you do, right, kid?"
I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Petra Farm. God damn it. And that makes me wonder. I wonder how much can Activision screw up, because Activision screwed up bits of like Overwatch, and they screwed up the bits of like Black Ops 3, World War II, and 4. How are they going to screw up Modern Warfare? From what I've seen of the gameplay, it looks good. But how good is it worth it? Because they say there's no season passes, and they're free DLC, cosmetic only, junk like that.
You better not false advertise,
I'm
man.
confused. I'm very confused after all these.
Someone bring up that meme of that guy coughing on his fucking wings.
Oh my.
Is that that's basically it?
That is it. Yeah.
I really wonder, because I'm worried. I wanna love the new Call of Duty, because Call of Duty has been a series I've ran with for a very long time, ever since Call of Duty 2 from 2005, because I was one of those fortunate kids who got an Xbox family Xbox 360 when I was a kid. And
Nice.
and let me tell you, Call of Duty is a great series, but over the years, you could just tell it became like you could just, they're beating the dead horse.
Welcome to the shit show.
They're welcome to the shit show,
Yeah. Okay, let me just see. Call of Duty. Sorry, I'm just looking up something.
But yeah, I don't know, Cloudy. Any like worries or like misgivings you can really say to Modern Warfare? The only thing I can really say is game looks good, maps look good, kill streaks are fun. I like the old perk system. Everything seems fine. How is Activision going to screw this up? How is
Just wait and see. Wait and see. That's all you can do.
You see, this is the sound you're making while you're waiting.
Just...
Is that you? Are you the Call of Duty man? Are you the Call of Duty man?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, he's the Call of Duty man.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Wiz.
Well, I might as well pick this one up. This one's a fun one. Spartan Nako says, "What do you think of the Captain Price voice actor chance?" I'm not bothered by it because the new Modern Warfare, Captain Price, right? Captain Price has a new voice actor. No, because it's a Captain Price in Modern Warfare it's a reboot of Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4. But it's our Captain Price from another dimension or some stupid shit. That's why it's a different voice actor and a different Captain Price, but it's still named Captain Price. Yeah, I know the new one. Yeah, they're reboot. Yeah, it's a reboot. It's not a remake because that's why we have Modern Warfare Remastered. That's the remake. Modern Warfare 2019 is the. You see what I mean by like this new Call of Duty? It's just like, how are they fucking this up? How can they fuck this up? They could have called it anything else. They could have called it anything else, but they call it
Mod.
It's a reimagining.
The massive quotations.
In quotes.
I mean, it's supposed to be plenty dark. Like, there's like a lot of dark subjects they're gonna be bringing it up because I'm assuming.
It's a reimagining.
Reimagining.
A reimagining of
reimagination.
A reimagining of like terrorist attacks and depression war fighter. Wow, my Call of Duty is fun.
Wow.
Man, I can't wait until a AAA JoJo game.
Oh my god, if only. I want.
If only. But yeah.
I'd be so goddamn excited.
But yeah, I mean, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I mean, can't wait to see what it's like because I'm going to test out the open beta because I'm curious. And
I think it's what they're going to call it now. Instead of it's going to be called a Imagine.
I think that's what they call it, or a reboot, or something stupid like that. It's
retcon, or
maybe no. I think it's like. Have you ever seen like those movies that did like a soft reboot? I think that's what it is. It's kind of like a soft reboot. It's gonna be
like that.
Maybe, but it's the same title, but it's not the same title because remember it was called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So this is called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You mean like
Ghostbusters, right? That went well, right?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It was a really good. It was a really good movie. Totally, absolutely.
It was a really good movie. Yeah,
really good movie. Yeah. Absolutely. It was not a horrible comedy that I had to suffer for.
The wonton soup joke went really well, right?
Oh yeah,
everyone loved that joke.
How many times did they say that in the film? 3 times or something? God,
you realize I couldn't finish that. I literally tried to sit down and watch the entire thing. It actually was like nails on a chalkboard to me. I was done.
It was just that bad. Jeez, that's terrifying. But
and I like comedy.
I'd sooner eat my dick than watch that.
Yeah, there you go. And that's more comedy
Jesus Christ.
And that's more comedy than the goddamn movie.
Remember, guys, no consequences.
No consequences.
Exactly. And that was more funny than the movie.
That's actually sad when I think about it. Multi-million-dollar like movie, not as funny as the bunch of chuckle fucks
talking about random shit.
It isn't. I don't get it.
Y'all ready for that Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh my
god! Oh my god! Can we not talk? I haven't even.
Oh yeah, that's a good segue. If we're gonna talk about selling out and just destroying a series, let's talk about let's make a video game into a movie. How bad can you fuck it up? How bad can you fuck it up?
Video games turned into movies? Where have I heard that before?
He actually canceled it.
Canceled it?
Warner Bros. No, he canceled it
from Warner Bros. But then who picked it up?
And then he swapped to a different studio.
No, who picked it up?
So
I don't know. I think it's the same people who did a couple other good horror movies on lower budgets.
Like you mean like the Blumhouse?
That one actually. It's
okay,
that one.
all right. So I think we're good. That's in good hands. I mean, they made what's it called, like Get Out and Us. Like they were good films. Like
okay.
You know, us not so much, but you know, I like Get Out. Get Out was pretty good.
Oh my god, that's the thing.
Don't no.
I'm looking
no.
forward. Okay, look, if depending on, I would love to see at least a con, and then okay,
I would
cool.
love to see a AAA game of Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, thank
A
you.
triple A game.
What would that even look like?
Listen,
to be
listen,
frank,
the VR version enough is terrifying to me as it is. I can't even beat that fucking thing. No, thank you.
I would like to play that.
Actually,
Can we share games?
no.
okay,
no.
You know what? I'll see about it. I actually gotta
I
do
have more
another
games
stream.
than
Jesus
you
Christ.
probably.
I need to actually do it. I actually need to get back
After
into
this,
it, play again.
after the podcast, guys, come on.
Yeah. We'll do this later.
But
We'll talk later.
We'll talk later after the podcast.
Never to be heard from again.
Never to be heard from again. Never brought up again. But
Alchem gets consumed by his VR headset.
I'm gone.
yeah,
we are VR. Yes.
VR.
Oh, my hand died.
We're about to hit the
What?
1 hour. We're about to hit the 2 hour mark. It's 1 hour and 54
Alchem,
minutes.
you know what that sounded like? It said, no, my hentai, but you meant, oh no, my hand died.
please.
Maybe a little both. Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, it's about to be 2 hours. I think we're pretty good. I think this is a fun little way to end it. You know, we got a little peek into the 5 nights and the travesty of the idea of video game movies.
We've gotten some ideas of what we might want to talk about in
everyone,
the future.
remember, if you would like to suggest some topics or you have some questions for us that you want us to answer at the beginning of the next podcast, please email us down below at noconsequences@gmail.com.
It's right down there, guys. Just right down there.
Yeah,
The image of all four of us.
Look down there. Look down there, and you'll see us. You can check us out at the No Consequences Podcast at gmail.com. That is, once again, No Consequences Podcast at gmail.com.
And if you're interested in any of us, we all do individual streams ourselves. We all have our individual little
All the panels
down
down there are linked to us.
Exactly. So click on any of us if you're interested. In fact, click on all 4 of us. Check us out. We all have individual content. Sometimes we stream together, but please feel free to check us out when you have the chance or if you'd like to. And with that, let's see.
Are there any parting words for you guys?
Wiz sucks.
What the fuck?
Alchem likes hentai.
Wait, no, we're not established.
You're a pseudo cat boy.
He
He likes
cat boy.
lollies that stab people.
Oh my god.
So yandere lollies, huh?
Yandere lollies.
Hey, what the fuck?
Harmonica
Come on now.
solo.
Harmonica. How come it's a cheerful harmonica? It's not even sad now. It's actually.
Oh no, this is this.
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our podcast. This is
our podcast.
No Consequences.
No consequences.
I hope you guys have enjoyed, and so we'll see you in the next one whenever the hell we schedule.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll be next Sunday.
Next Sunday or next
Possibly.
Saturday. What was it? Is it Saturday or Sunday? What's the plan here?
It all depends on us. We'll talk about it, and then we'll post
talk
an
about it
announcement
and announce
previously.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, remember, because we stream individually, we'll check your. We'll do up. We'll give you guys an update. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this first episode. We will be sending out a MP3 version of the podcast later. So if you wanted to check that out, I'll have to send it to you. So why are you fucking putting up the fight cunt? Fight cunt. Fight cunt.
Because
why the hell?
It's beautiful.
Oh my god, this is awful.
Oh my god.
This is awful.
Beautiful. Do not question me. I love
Jesus
this.
Christ.
No consequences, ladies and gentlemen. No
Just to show you.
consequences.
No consequences at all.
No consequences.
All right.
Beautiful.
Anyways, we
fucking love it.
unlike normally, we will not be doing a raid because it's a podcast. It's a little different than before. So we're gonna be ending the stream here.
Yep.
Thank you very much once again for everybody who checked this out. Remember, if you want to send a question or anything you want us to talk about, like any topics, remember to email us at noconsequencespodcast@gmail.com. That is noconsequencespodcast@gmail.com. All right. Of course, Alchem has to take the fucking full goddamn picture. Fight cunt. Fight cunt. This is where I'm going to end the stream.
Yes,
Bye.
I
I
did.
had to change
Goodbye,
it so
everyone.
that my
Goodbye, everyone.
beautiful Joker
Love you
was up
all.
on the
Love you all, guys.
Bye-bye,
everyone.
And,
Bye.
and our
love you.
last and our
Suck my
parting
dick.
words:
Mwah.
fight cunt.
Fight cunt.
Nut cunt.
Nut.
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 God damn it. Okay.